Okay, A value. What was the A value up here? A value should have been 3. B value. B value. 2/3. What's another name for the A value? That's the what of the amplitude. B value is another name for frequency. Everyone good so far here? Okay, we good? Period. 2 pi over that B value. So you had 2 pi divided by 2/3. And here we go. 2 pi, change it to multiplication, flip the 2/3. The 2 should have canceled out, so you should have gave me a period of 3 pi. Good there. That's where your graph should start or end. This is where my graph should what? Start or end? 3 pi. End at 3 pi. Last tick mark on your graph, x-axis should be 3 pi. All right, what do I go by? That's where key values go. I take 3 pi and divide it equal parts of what? There it is. I can't do much from there. 3 pi over 4. First value or last value? 3 pi over 4. First or last? First. What's the last value we just talked about? 3 pi. So it's going to go start at 3 pi, something in between, 2 tick marks in between, last tick mark, 3 pi. We good? Okay. X-axis, y-axis, x-axis. We just said first one's going to be what? 3 pi over 4. That's your first one. 3 pi over 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. What's our last one going to be? Just got to figure out what to do in the middle now. So you're going by 3 pi over 4. So 3 pi over 4, add another 3 pi. 6 pi over 4. Everyone see how we just did that? All I did was add another 3 pi. Add another 3 pi. What's on top? 9 pi over 4. And if you want, you can add another 3 pi, but what's it going to end up being? 12 pi over 4, which reduces down to that 3 pi. Sine curve, where are we starting? Every sine curve, where are we starting? 0. Is there any shift? Any shift? Nope. Okay, sine curve goes to where now? To the max. No shift, so what's the max on here? 3. So I go up to 3 on the y-axis. So 1, 2, 3. There you go. 1, 2, -3. Then where am I going? Down to? Next. Minimum. Finishes where? There we go. There's the sine curve. Just had to figure out what those two values were in between on the x-axis. Any questions there? That was old. That was old stuff. We have a very, very short piece of notes today, so I'm going to go try to review almost everything we've covered so far. Anything on graphing with a different x-axis? Okay. Now I'm going to your notes from Friday, and I'm going to page 29, it looks like. Top of page 29, everybody. Okay, so I gave you the max point and the midpoint here. I need the midline and the amplitude. All right, let's go amplitude. It's a formula. formula. Go ahead, Lily. All right, well, here was the maximum point. Here was the minimum point. What numbers are you going to take off there? Remember, max to min. Max to min, not the x coordinates, but the y coordinate. So here we go. Max y coordinate, what do we got? 68 minus the minimum y coordinate. 2 all over 2. Amplitude? 33. Okay, then it also has to find the midline. Anybody remember midline was the same as in the equation? That's my shift. That's all it is the C value. All right, that's my shift. That's the C value. Oh, I think we had a formula for that as well. At this point, Marissa? Yep, max plus min divided by 2. Same two numbers, except I'm going to add them together. 68 plus 2 over 2. And my C value, 35. Any issues here? Part B, write the equation of this curve if it's a sine curve and the period's 1. Y equals, here we go. What's the first value I put out in front? Already found it. What am I putting out in front? Ooh, why would I put 1 out in front? Okay, ready? Let me review from Friday. Here we go. Cosine bx plus c, or sine, whatever the case is. What number should I be putting out in front now? 33. Y equals 33. In this case, it's sine, because they tell me it's a sine curve. Do I know the b value? Is that 1 they're talking about here? The period is 1. Do I plug that in for b? Nope. We just went over at the beginning of class. What was the b value called? That was my frequency. Frequency. What formula has frequency in it? 2 pi period equals 2 pi over b. So off to the side, period equals 2 pi over b. It's driving me nuts that I can't do this. What's my period? Guys, it's in the problem. It's in the problem. You just have to read. What's the period in part B? Everyone all right? Why I'm putting a 1 in there for P. And I set it equal to 2 pi over B. How are you going to solve that? Cross multiply. Ready? 1 times B is B. 1 times 2 pi. So my B value, 2 pi x. And then my C value, plus 35. Questions? Anything else? Go to number 6. Okay, write the equation. First thing we should determine, is that a sine or a cosine curve? Where's it starting? So hopefully that solves everything. It's going to be sine curve. Does it go up and down to the same numbers? Up and down to the same numbers. Yep. So that must mean the amplitude, I don't need to do max minus min over 2. I can just look at the curve, and since it goes up and down to the same number, that number is 6. And that also means, is there any shift? Nope, no shift, but we're going to have to find the B value, though. We're going to have to find the B value. Okay, again, what formula has the B value in it already? You can find the period looking at the curve. How long does it take to make one full sine curve? Look on your x-axis right now. From here to here is one full sine curve. How many units is it taking before it starts repeating itself again? Just take a look. How many units is it taking before it starts repeating itself again? Because that's what I'm going to put in for P. How many total units? So it looks like, ready? We're good, we're good. Then it starts repeating right there. How many units did that take? 8. So there's my period, 8. And I'll let you guys solve for B. You could. I wouldn't take off if you didn't, though. Two pi over 8, or if you left it pi over 4, that's fine too. Anybody want to see where we got that from? Cross multiply. 8 times b, 2 pi times 1. Divide both sides by 8. Questions from you guys? Anything you want to ask right now? Okay. Go to today's notes then. From this unit already in last year's classes, if I add 4 to something, how's it shift? Up 4, right? Everyone's good. It shifts up 4. And that's all we've been doing, shifting up or shifting down. Do you remember what would happen if it goes to the right or to the left? So now what you're going to see is something inside the parentheses. Like, what's going to happen now? Does everybody see this is not down 5? Because if I wanted down 5, that negative 5 would be outside. Okay, now that it's inside it tells me I'm going left and right. But you got to watch out because it's actually the opposite of what you think is happening when it's going left to right. Because minus, you guys usually think, hey, I'm going to the right. I'm going to the left. But it's actually the opposite. This graph will move where? To the right 5. So there's the original. There's the one moved to the right. Okay, so when I want to move right to left, I put it inside the parentheses. Okay, we good? All right, there's only 4 examples here. There's not much, like I told you. Okay, so I have 2 sine x plus 3, but I want to shift it to the right 4. What's my new equation now? Take that graph, shift it to the right 4. So I'm going to have g of x, this new one, equals, is that 2 out in front, in fact, affected at all? Nope. So it's going to say 2 sine. Now right 4, I should have a what somewhere in this equation if I'm going to go right 4. Somewhere in the equation should be minus 4. Where do you think it should go? Before I reveal it, where do you think? Thoughts? Even if you're wrong, who cares? It's got to go in a set of what? And usually wherever we had parentheses in this equation, right after the sine or cosine. So here, I'm not just going to put x anymore. It's going to be x minus 4, and then still what on the outside? Okay, which tells me it's going to shift also up 3 units. Good news here, you don't have to worry about graphing these. The only graphs I'll have you do is shifting up and down. I will never ask you to graph a curve shifting right and left. Questions from you guys? Okay. Oh, we got a lot here. There's the equation. Let me start with the amplitude. Three. Everyone all right? It's the number out in front. Okay, period. Okay, we got to stop just yelling out different numbers. Period is just a formula, isn't it? What is the formula for period? 2 pi over my b value. Okay, it is number 1. It's never found in the equation. And number 2, it's not always 2 pi. Okay, you have to use the darn formula to find period. 2 pi, what is the b value up here now? It's still the number after the sign, which is 2/3. 2 to pi divided by 2/3. And you're going to have to do a little skip and flip there. Yep. Three pi. When you skip and flip, 3 pi. The 2's cross out. Okay, we got a new word there, phase shift. Phase shift is left and right, how many units? That's what I want to know. Phase shift, left and right. Left or right, how many units? And I'm just going to please, hey, right here, I need everyone's focus here. This, not going to get any credit. You are not telling me how you know if it moves left, right, up or down pi. That's not going to get any credit. All right, not going to get any credit. You got to tell me in words, left, right, up, down. Okay, minus pi is not going to get you anywhere. So if it's minus pi, up, down, right, left, goes the opposite. So I'm going right pi. And then the vertical shift. I accepted this on your quiz. I will accept it no longer. That's not going to cut it. I don't know if that's up or down. Okay, I let it fly on the quiz, but it's not flying anymore. So plus 4, which direction? Up 4. I got to see up. All right, plus 4 is not going to cut it anymore. Is everyone good there? So when I mark it wrong, we're not going to have a fit on Friday on the unit test. And I'm going to let you do 3 on your own. You got a sine curve, reflected over the x-axis, horizontal shift of pi over 2 to the right, and 3 units up. What do you got for me? go, boss. Let's go. Let's go. Nap time can wait for later. Good job, guys. Okay, good. A lot of good things going on. Pi over 2 to the right. Hopefully we had x to the right, not a plus sign, but a minus sign. Remember, it's when you go left and right, it's the opposite. It's the opposite of what you think. And then up 3, plus 3, and I know I am missing something because I did not take care of reflected over the x-axis. How do I show that on an equation? Got to put the negative sign out in front. Okay, so make sure you have every piece there for me. We good? Questions? Okay, this is just a review problem. Okay, just a review problem. We got the Ferris wheel. Good. Takes 7 minutes to make a full rotation. Okay, stop right there because this is what we're going to get into more tomorrow. Anybody know what that 7 minutes is another name for? I didn't come out and write the word there, but it takes 7 minutes to make a full rotation. What's 7 minutes? That's the period. Okay, that is the period. Not that it's going to matter here, but starting tomorrow, when we do some word problems, that 7 minutes is the period. One full rotation. Okay. So they give me the sine curve equation, a lot going on there. It looks pretty intimidating, but we now know what each piece means. What's the car's minimum height? Minimum. Now, guys, I realize there is a ton going on, but we only care about 2 numbers right now. Okay, we only care about 2 numbers. That is it to find the minimum. Before the shift of up and down, before the vertical shift, what was my min and my max here? Before I shifted it. So cover up that plus 80. What did I go up and down to? Up to 70, down to negative 70, but that I'm not circling that. Now apply the shift. Each one of these is going where after the vertical shift? Up 80, plus 80 to both. So my new max is 150 feet. My new min, 10 feet. Everyone see where we're getting at? Again, this stuff inside, it was just there to mess with you. All this stuff inside. Because we know frequency, phase shift. That was it, not up and down. Questions from you guys? Okay. What I would like you to do before you hit up the book, because honestly, this isn't that bad. You guys telling me to go to the left or the right, I'm not concerned with that. You're going back in your packet and you're trying out whatever you haven't tried out yet for the assignment, because I'm assuming there's going to be a lot of blanks here. All right. You get on Aspen from last week and you look up the answer key. If all that's complete, more power to you. You start the book assignment for tonight. All right. But you need to go back and practice all the stuff you left blank from the assignments. All right. And I will come around and work with everybody. All right. That's your only option right now. If you have a question on your quiz, I'll certainly come around and go over that with you.